Hey guys, it's Brock Williamson here bringing you another video. This video is for my ministry people, the people that preach on a regular basis, whether it's traveling, speaking in youth and kids church and the adult service, whatever you want to call it. If you're preaching the gospel, I encourage you with this. It even applies to the people maybe you don't preach, but you're witnessing on a daily basis to somebody or someone you attempt to witness. I encourage you and challenge you with this thought right here. There has always been the fasting leading up to service, the fasting to draw closer to God, so that you can have discernment, so you can have wisdom, so God can give you the words to speak when you're up there preaching, because sometimes some of us get nervous in front of a large group of people or any group of people whatsoever. Public speaking is a huge fear for people. So, you pray and you fast that God would help you. Absolutely, that God would show up. But I want to challenge you with this, because I'm a huge advocate of that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't do that. Definitely do that. You should do that for every time you preach. Okay? But here's the deal. I want to challenge you with this. Post-service fasting. The next day after you preach, fasting just half the day or the whole day or breakfast, and spending that time in prayer for the people you preach to. See, the pre-service fasting oftentimes centers ourselves. I'm not saying that it doesn't center the people. You want God to show up. You want God to show up and do a work in their lives, 100%. You want God to speak through you, all these things. Those things are right. They're completely right. Like I said, I'm an advocate of that. But why don't we fast and pray for the fruit? The seed that we planted, or the seed that was already there that we encouraged with our sermon, God's the one that gives the increase. But prayer is like enhancing that. It's like giving it the speed boost. It's like giving it some extra nutrients. Fast and pray that the seed that you planted or the seed that you watered would grow, that you would see the fruit, that service would go and it would change their life, not because of you, but because of the word that God spoke to them via your sermon or via the service or via worship or whatever it may be. Pray for the fruit. Fast for the fruit. So often, like I said, we fast for beforehand, but what about the next day when those students go back to school, those adults go back to work, those kids go back to doing whatever they're doing? What about that? You got to intervene for them then, just as much as you intervene for yourself in the service beforehand. I encourage you and I challenge you with this today. I hope that it made sense to you. I hope that maybe it sheds a little light on this whole thing, and maybe it gives you something that you want to do, you want to try, you want to challenge your leaders with, your youth leaders, whatever it may be. I encourage you with this, and I challenge you with it, and I hope that you see the fruit of your hard work and your ministry and your sermons and the seeds that you planted and watered. God gives the increase. God gives the increase. Believe that. Trust in Him. Always have faith. God bless.